Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome along to this week's Sofamanager Scottish Football Podcast. And on the show today, we're going to be discussing Inverness needing to mull things over, one specific player targeted there, and the strange new transfer trends, also our thought on the national team set up this week, including the new European tournament we're going to have to play in, and who our next manager's going to be. And also all the usual features, including our new Matches of the Week, stroke, Akatak, John? Akastaka, okay. Bracket still working title, but we're
sure we've stole that from someone.
Yes, we're honing it, and it sounds better. So, I am one of your hosts and Instagram king, Paul Menzies, self-proclaimed title. And alongside me this week is Scotland's most toothless pundit, it's John Brown. Hello, John.
Hello.
You've had your wisdom taken out of you this week, haven't you, in a sense?
A little less wise.
Oh dear, poor John's had a dental appointment, so thank you very much to him for joining us. Don't forget also to like and subscribe if you enjoy the podcast, and follow us on our various social media feeds for all things Scottish football at Sofamanager, and we're of course a website as well, so check out sofamanager.com. So I think let's crack straight on, shall we?
Yes.
Right, what do you want to talk about first? The Nations League draw or the management situation for the Scottish national team?
Let's go for the national team.
Let's go for the national team. So the league draw or the management is what I meant. Both a concern to the national team.
Both are a disaster.
Let's talk about the Nations League.
Okay, one leads into the other, I think.
I think so.
I'm very underwhelmed. I don't care.
Couldn't care. Well, oh dear, sorry about that. We're going to play Israel.
Yes.
And Albania.
Wow. And
I'm assuming, yes, they're equally as thrilled as we are.
Probably.
To play.
They're probably more thrilled about playing each other than they are about playing us.
Probably. I mean, Albania is a scary one, I think.
They're both quite...
Yeah, Israel, I guess, as well. But, exciting players such as Yossi Ben Ayoun.
He's still playing?
I think he is. Beram Kayal as well as Israeli, isn't he?
Yes.
Beyond that... I'm struggling. I couldn't name you a single Albanian player.
There's you play for Lazio or Napoli called Haisaj.
There's quite a lot of those like Slovenian type guys out in Italy. So, and I'm sure they're screaming out to play against the likes of Christoph Berra, Russell Martin, Scott Brown. Although I don't know if he's in or out of retirement. Anyway.
Well.
So the whole thing, we're down in Group C, Group 3, 3A. Is it?
We're in 3A. We're in Division 3.
We're in Division 3.
Group A.
I wonder where they got this inspiration from. Ultimate Team! Excuse me. So the idea is you can get promoted and relegated from these divisions.
Yes.
And there are qualifying places up for grabs, if I'm correct.
Yes, but I don't know how. I don't know how that...
Well, I wondered, do they go to the top people in the top divisions, who would get them anyway?
Yep.
Or do they go to the winners... do they go into a different playoff? See, we don't know.
No one knows.
We don't know.
The only external thing I know to this is if you're in the top division, Division 1,
right,
and you win your pot...
We've never been to the heights of Division 1 listeners, by the way.
This is for our English viewers.
Yes.
The 4 go into a mini tournament held by one of the 4 nations.
Right.
2 semi-finals, a third place in the first final.
Right. Now,
wholly irrelevant.
I know. To be honest, though, I like that idea of mini tournaments more.
It would have worked quite well if they'd done it for each division.
Yes.
As a kind of separate tournament. It would have been quite nice for...
Well, we would have got to go to a tournament for a start.
We could have hosted something.
I know. Well, my point was, I actually quite enjoyed the wee Home Nations things we did in Dublin.
They were much more
interesting.
Years ago.
Yeah. I thought maybe a format like that, where similarly qualified teams in quite close proximity get together. I know you've got your problems with like the Balkan nations and stuff like that. It's not really going to pan out that way. But I thought that would probably create more fan interest, because the friendlies at the moment, like Hampden, when was the last time Hampden was filled for a friendly?
For a game.
Well, I know. That's sadly very, very true. So I thought a more Home Nation style idea might have been a bit more...
Would have worked quite well for us. Did you hear about the winter rule?
No.
This meant that Norway, Sweden and Finland couldn't play each other because it's a winter shutdown.
Right.
These games have been played in December.
Yes.
There was some
Then
fixture clash. It was so stupid. Like,
half their players will only be playing through winter break.
Exactly.
So.
daft. I mean, the question I was actually going to ask you is there a combination within that division that you would have preferred over Albania and Israel? Given you could have had Group 2, that would have been the second seeds. You had Albania, Greece, Norway, or Serbia. Any appeal?
I mean, there are better teams like Greece and Norway, but then it's not the same as like.
I think for Scotland, it would have been nice just to get Norway, proximity wise.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a good challenge. Albania is just total irrelevance. No one's going to take that serious.
No.
You wouldn't expect.
No.
Greece would have been a nice trip. Serbia, nah.
No, that's another scary one.
Aye, that's kind of up there with Albania.
But then even if you look towards B, Bosnia, Denmark, Czech Republic, Turkey,
Aye, there's nothing particularly interesting there. I mean, Northern Ireland's been dished off.
That's a miracle.
It's a kind of 50-50 group for them. Bosnia's a terrible trip, but Austria's really quite nice.
So ironically, that's Northern Ireland, Wales, and Ireland in B. So you could have had a home nations group.
You've got Wales and the Republic playing each other as well.
I'm going to be interested to see how this pans out for the top tier teams who get to play each other, because that's obviously where the real interest is.
I think this is where this has all stemmed from.
Oh yeah.
This is glamour friendlies, but with a competitive edge.
Thank goodness we're not in Group D along with Latvia, Georgia,
San Marino,
Andorra. Is that Azerbaijan?
Probably.
So it's not going to spark our interest, is it?
Nope.
So
I don't go anyway. I don't go to the national games.
I have never been, apart from an under-21
I've
game.
been to one friendly. Beat Denmark 2-1. First the only time I'd seen Christian Eriksen.
Really?
And Nicholas Bentler.
Oh.
The Lord.
The Lord Bentner. That is actually quite exciting.
Yeah.
Who was playing for us back then?
Oh, blimey, this was...
This when we were testing the likes of Iwalumo and...
Oh, no, it was just after that. This must have been about 2011-ish. We're still banging that.
I'm sorry. It's fine. The listeners might not actually hear it. Yeah, no, I've never been to a Scotland game. I was actually thinking that this week. I should probably broaden my horizons in terms of football.
It doesn't appeal.
Attendance.
It doesn't appeal going to a national game. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it.
I'm not interested in the national team anymore, truth be told.
Probably doesn't help.
No.
The amount of money you pay for it, racing through Glasgow, dealing with 50,000 folk on the subway is just... It doesn't appeal. I would rather sit in the pub and watch it, so...
Amen to that. Anyway, who's going to be the new manager? Who cares?
Do I toss a coin between me and you? Or?
Well, see, my thing is it's a win-win, because we don't actually expect anything from a new manager per se. And we kind of know that the current squad we have isn't really going anywhere. There's some interesting young players in there, but all of the level of the likes of Cummings, John McGinn, who are good, but not...
They're not the kind of class you need.
No.
You got Andy Robertson, Kieran Tierney, 2 left backs.
Yeah, I know.
2 best players. Issue.
I think Tierney you could probably play at left mid. I mean, he's got a good strike on him
Aye,
as well.
Or centre back or right back.
Aye.
Patterson coming back into the Cardiff team.
Who's been playing in midfield, interestingly enough, so that could help. But again...
We need centre backs. And it's easy saying that, but you can't just go and get them. You need to develop them, and we haven't done it.
Centre backs. I think centre backs and strikers are the 2 hardest positions to get right, and they're the 2 most important positions on the pitch, arguably. And I don't think it's just us that have had a problem with this. I think it's the likes of England as well.
It's a global issue.
Times. You look at how much Stones in that go for because young English defenders, 10 a penny. So I think it is very, very difficult. But so the candidates, Neil Lennon, who kind of began to distance himself a bit from it now.
I don't know. I think he'd be okay. It's a very divided choice, shall we say.
Yeah, well, I guess he kind of distanced himself with that being a Hibs manager now, but
he's Northern Irish.
The other candidate and the guy who's kind of sitting twiddling his thumbs right now, Alec McLeish.
Who desperately wants it.
Aye. And if he desperately wants it,
give him it. Who cares?
I know that the players aren't too pleased though about this Peru-Mexico jaunt in the middle of summer when they're supposed to be
on their jollies,
jaunting to Dubai and Las Vegas and stuff like that.
Our response to them would be, if we did qualify, are you going to pull the same excuse?
Well, True.
You know?
Yeah, I think that's a daft lineup of fixtures, but
You could have played someone a lot closer to home, put it that way.
I think so. See, that's us. We're all about inclusivity. We're all about the home.
Aye. Oh, it frustrates the crap out of me, it really does.
I like playing Ireland and Wales and stuff like that, and I think we're more than likely to get beat by them all now. But
It's
still
local.
fun, still a good laugh.
Oh, a 15-hour flight to Mexico City.
Tartan Army, tell us your thoughts. What do you think about this? I don't even remember what it's called. UEFA Nations
League thing.
See, this is the problem. We don't know how it works. We don't know what it's called. Nobody cares.
Really cares. I think that's the fundamental part. It's a money spinner for UEFA.
I think we're far too pessimistic here at Sofamanager sometimes.
Well, probably.
So get in touch with your thoughts in the comments. Looking at transfers this week, it's going to be deadline day quite soon.
Hooray.
Into next week. So I thought we'd maybe review how some of the clubs have done in the window. See how they're done. I thought some positives. I thought Motherwell have actually signed some positive signings. Some risky signings, but
Risky.
They're ambitious. I would say, Curtis Main, I think getting his first goal against Hearts for Motherwell, just over the line by the looks of things. And Chief J, a risk but could pan out.
I think he'll be fine.
And re-signing, what was his name? Number 6, who they did the big troll Sanchez campaign about. Was it Haley?
Names escape me.
I think it's Haley. That was excellent though. Although I thought it was a bit awkward and a bit overdone. Rangers, I think you have to say, is probably
done well.
A positive window.
Done what they should have done seasons ago.
Yeah. They've just stuck with the kind of right mix, like good Scottish players, really.
Exactly.
Which is what they've always been known for.
All they needed.
I do think this Docherty might be an expensive bench warmer, but we'll wait and see how that pans out, because that midfield's already... Candeas is playing quite well at the moment.
Aye.
He was scoring against Ross County the weekend, and the boy Goss seems to be getting into the team as well, and being on loan from Queen's Park Rangers, you would have thought he'll want some game time. But no, they've done well. Hearts taking some risks, I think, as well, but the boy of Man U looks good, Dimitri Mitchell.
Yep, once he gets up to speed, he could be a real asset.
Foreign Danish guy getting his debut today, Aman Kawa. I think from Copenhagen. I'm a bit like,
who?
Yeah, I don't know how that one's going to pan out. And Stephen Naismith,
could be good.
Could be good. We've not seen it yet, though. I don't think.
I don't think he's played all that much this season anyway. So it'll take 4 or 5 games for him to really get up to speed.
Yeah,
and a really good signing for our league.
Yeah,
really good signing.
Wait and see. I'm impressed he's going to Hearts instead of one of the other bigger teams.
Yeah.
Celtic and Aberdeen I've got down as being relatively quiet.
We expected, I think.
Aye. I think Celtic looking to wrap up. I think Charlie Mazonda looks like he's going to come in next few days on an 18-month loan deal, which is pretty good.
Chelsea youngster, Man City?
Yeah, Chelsea. Highly rated, and with Roberts probably not staying beyond the end of the season unless they can pull heaps of cash out their back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a good replacement.
Yeah, he's the next Patrick Roberts in that kind of regard.
Yeah,
which is fair enough. If you can't afford to keep Roberts, I think he's a wee bit injury prone.
Yeah,
given his kind of track record already.
Yeah, but he sits in that awkward spot where he's a great player for Celtic, but he's not good enough for Man City.
Yep, and he's not strong enough and tall enough, in my opinion, to play anywhere else in the Premier League.
No, I don't think so.
So, to be honest, there's every chance he'll end up at Celtic permanently once his contract is
finished. If they can bring the money, because they're not going to be uncontested for that, and a lot of people looked at him in the summer. Mm-hmm. I think was he going to go to Spain or something like that? There was a lot of foreign interest.
Yep.
So we'll see how that pans out. I'm not sure about this Marvin Comper quite yet, the German defender.
Aye, 32-year-old came from Leipzig.
Yeah.
Aye.
He's cup tied in the Europa League as well, which is not convenient.
That's what you needed your centre backs for.
I know. It's not ideal.
Not doomed.
But Masonda maybe getting the deal lined up for Jack Hendry in the next few days, the Dundee defender, but it's not a. No, it's a one for the long term.
I think so. I think he's up there with Christoph Ayer.
Yeah, probably. So, but one thing we've noticed in this window is there's been a real trend of signing players 6 months before their deals are up.
Mm-hmm.
We look at Louis Moult away to Preston, Kenny McLean away to Norwich 6 months before he ended his deal. I think Mikey Devlin as well from Hamilton to Aberdeen.
Yep. I'm not sure what the Docherty deal was.
I think it was a similar thing.
Maybe.
And in a similar breath, Alexis Sanchez. So.
Tony Gallagher's contract was up at the end of the season as well for Falkirk going to Liverpool.
Well, they would have demanded compensation anyway.
Yes, but I don't know if it'd be as much as 200,000.
Probably not.
But there you go.
So there's been a real kind of shift in waiting for players to move on a free to the kind of urgency, and clubs are almost being kind of held to ransom a wee bit. It's kind of
a curious one. I don't know why. I mean, you can sign the guy in a pre-contract.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
There's some. I was reading a little bit about this afternoon under the Bosman ruling, of all things, as you do on your Sunday. It's the most complex piece of nonsense I've ever tried. It's all. I didn't actually know much about it until I started reading it. Some French boy had took his case to the European Court.
Right.
1995. And this is where the ruling came about.
And we've stuck with it ever since.
Yeah, it's just been coined. Well, maybe coined.
Conned and coined.
Coined the Bosman ruling. So, as far as I can understand, you can sign a pre-contract up to 6 months.
Yes.
Before your contract expires.
Yes.
The club you're leaving can't hold you to ransom. I don't know what that really means because you would be leaving anyway.
Yes.
So, why would you not just, if you're trying to get like Mickey Devlin, why not just wait? Well, we'll sign him now and get him in 6 months.
Wait in the summer.
Get him in 6 months.
I think the biggest thing is you're so worried that other people are going to come in and snipe them away.
But if they're under a pre-contract, you can't. That's it.
No, I know, but I think for example, Mikey Devlin, it was going to be Preston that were looking at him, and we know who's going to offer more wages there.
Yes.
So.
And it's Alec Neil as manager.
Exactly. But if they get in there early and take him now, and the same thing I guess with Kenny McLean and Norwich, because Rangers would have taken him come the end of the season.
Now they can't afford the 300,000 at the moment.
No.
In theory.
So that kind of snipes them out the market. And then Man United did the same thing with Man City. Sniped them out at 35 million. So I guess it
makes sense to do it if you're desperate and if you're conscious enough that someone else is looking.
It's a strange one for the player though, because if I'm a player, I do that kind of boss man rule. I kind of wait.
Aye, the power's all in your hand, really.
I mean, in theory, you would get more money. You could probably squeeze a team for more money if you moved on a free instead of for a big transfer fee.
I mean, you could get a pre-contract now and you could really hassle for signing on fees, agent fees, an extra couple of grand in your wage packet. All the power is in the player's hand. Of course, they could push too hard. The club could go, nah, someone else has came up and jettison the guy. But that's a risk,
It's a tricky. It's very business-like, actually, isn't it?
You've got to have the right kind of people around you to give you the right kind of advice. You've got to wonder sometimes if these players have the right kind of agent to do that for them.
Well, the agents are only concerned with one thing.
Absolutely.
I am stunned by the Kenny McLean transfer to Norwich City.
Me too. He's hopeless.
I know. And I think they're anticipating the loss of their star player, James Maddison, another former Aberdeen loanee, who's probably going to go for like 10 million. I think he's got another roster this weekend. So that's the replacement for him, and you're like, good luck with that. Norwich, we'll take the cash, that's for darn sure. But
well, right now, if I was Kelly, Hearts, Hibs, I'd be keeping tabs on Kenny McLean over the next 2 seasons.
He comes back,
and he will come back up the road, no question.
Oh, I fully believe that. He'll be kissing his stars that he's got that move. It's interesting, the signing of Mikey Devlin to Aberdeen, does this kind of pave the way for Scott McKenna to move to Hull City?
In the summer, maybe.
Well, I mean, that's what McKenna said in his post-match interview.
No point selling him now if you don't need to.
I don't know. See, if he came in for like 1.2 million or something like that, I would be like...
Oh, if you're talking $1 million plus, you're going to take it. Any club in Scotland would take it.
I think he's worth that, though. Especially after the performance at the weekend. Other players still up for grabs. Anthony Stokes still hasn't shifted. As of recording, all this information is going to be blown to bits come Wednesday afternoon.
I don't know. Nobody will touch him. That's Stokes' biggest problem. He's too old now that his kind of attitude and the baggage that comes with him precedes his ability, which is a real concern for Hibs because you're stuck with him.
Yes, and what will be quite a sizable wage for a player like himself, I imagine.
Now, come January time, he's still hanging around, if he's still causing issues, you may see him moving on emergency loan to Dundee United or back into the Championship.
Yeah.
That might happen.
Would you have been at Falkirk when Jack Ross was playing there?
Yes. Yeah, that's
interesting.
That would have been 04, no. Next time was that 07, 08.
Maybe towards the tail end, I don't know.
I can remember the kit.
I think he would have been there or thereabouts. I don't know how well they'll know each other, but that's an interesting point, the emergency loan thing, because no one, as you say, is really...
Nobody will touch him.
No one's really gone for it. There was a Polish team and Charlton, neither of which have made a move. I don't know if there's anyone else really kind of up for grabs come transfer deadline day that anyone really wants to...
What I've really kind of heard.
Shift on.
There's stuff done in England, but you never know what to read into it like that.
No. Nothing much up here. Scottish transfer deadline day is always like... It's a bit of a bust, yeah, compared to the...
It's a waste of time.
Someone might come out with something at 9 o'clock in the morning and Falkirk announced they've signed the saviour Rory Loy and transfer deadline day is a bit of a coup.
Guys running out for half-season tickets.
Oh, I keep hitting that. I remember that now. That's so funny.
I was doing the crack of dawn. I was there before the doors had opened.
The signs Rory Loy. We're gonna be saved.
What was it in the life of Brian? He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Oh dear, Rory. I guess speaking of Falkirk though, we were finally at a football match at the weekend for the first time
Couple of weeks.
Forever. Watching Falkirk against Inverness, but Rory Loy did not feature.
Nope.
But Jake Mulroney did. And he was very much the kind of pivotal, or the point in which the game pivoted, shall we say, his sending off.
Deservedly so.
Pothead, I think, has received something like 8 red cards in all competitions this season.
Inverness have.
Or 8 bookings or something like that.
Inverness have had 8 red cards already, which must be close to triggering some kind of fine.
Must be.
For discipline.
I mean, the game finished 3-1. In the end, after kind of Falkirk kind of cruised the second half a wee bit when they were down to 10.
After 25 minutes, Falkirk grew into it. Inverness lost the head. Not just Mulroney, but there's a few of them.
I thought the boy Seedorf was quite fiery as well. Is he the nephew of...
He is the nephew.
I was looking around for Clarence, couldn't spot him.
Fortunately not. Martin Keown was at the Partick game though.
Really?
His son,
His son's terrible.
Yeah.
I think he slipped again this week or something and actually got a penalty off of St Johnstone for it, and it's like, what?
Ouch.
Yeah, some poor decisions.
It's one of the most bizarre sending offs I think I've ever seen. Because he was actually doing the tunnel before the ref had brandished the red card.
I know, he knew what was happening. I mean,
he completely lost the plot.
It was 2 bookings in as many minutes.
And he should have been sent off before it as well.
Well, I don't know. It was a 50-50.
Nah, what? He cleaned them out.
With the long range challenge.
His yellow card was a definite yellow.
Yes.
We'll never argue against that. He then filled again, which was another yellow.
I think that was a 50-50.
And the ref bottled it.
Yeah. Well, I think I could see what the referee does. He doesn't want to kill the game at that point. But the third one, he just goes and tries to kick the lad.
He's kicking the boy all the way down the park. He was on the break. Robson managed to cover really well. And he was just angry. He was frustrated that his team had kind of completely fell out of the game.
But the players didn't even protest. They were like, what do we do now?
It was just so stupid. There was a complete lack of any...
common sense.
But, even like considering your teammates and anything like that, it was just such a stupid, selfish act.
Well, the point some people were making was he was looking injured at that point, so perhaps he was just looking to get down the tunnel as quick as he possibly could, and that was the easiest way to do it. To be honest, I thought Inverness were kind of in the driving seat up until that point. 3 or 4 good chances. They had to make the keeper...
20-25 minutes to stretch Falkirk really quite well. They had us pinned back. After that, they ran out of ideas and Falkirk grew into the game.
Oh, aye.
The midfield.
Really daft defending, giving away a few silly penalties. Which Muirhead's kind of finished off nicely.
Yep.
But they did come back into it with, I think, Gary Mackay. Not a player I'm familiar with.
But that was really poor defending on Falkirk's part. They should have just cleaned them out, took the yellow.
Aye. A tremendous individual goal.
Really good finish. The edge of the 18-yard box and curled into the bottom corner. But Falkirk were he was in control that I was going to get the 3 points. The bit that really got me was after the game with John Robertson saying, we'll still make the playoffs. 4th place is still what we're aiming for. Judging on your players' performance and their sort of keeping the heat, I would be struggling to kind of.
They had been playing well up to that point, and they did draw with Dundee in the middle of the week. Not in the middle of the week. Sorry, last
Saturday.
Yeah,
last Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too soon for them to even considering that they're safe from relegation playoffs. Because Dumbarton, you never know. Falkirk are on quite a good run.
Yeah. So the point you were making earlier as well, Falkirk make the playoffs now.
Yes.
And you're saying at Inverness, a team currently still above Falkirk, have no chance of making the playoffs.
Falkirk have no chance of making the playoffs. The playoffs are kind of set where they are.
They're not that far away though, really. I think it's like 13 points or something.
They're not that far away, but there's so many teams in front of them.
Yes.
That there'll always be 1 or 2 that'll be 3 or 4 points always ahead. That it's not impossible.
Very, very difficult.
But it's highly unlikely. And it's the same with Inverness. And in fact, I would rather see Inverness go the other way.
Yeah.
As with Dundee United. They're on a slippery slope.
A really bad loss to Morton.
That's a humping.
3-0 at Tannadice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And Morton have been really struggling recently. They've been very up and down against some quite poor teams.
Falkirk included.
Aye. So, they've been really struggling against teams at the bottom of the league, and that's a team right at the top. And they are now, 11 behind St Mirren, 11-12?
They're 11 behind with a game in hand. But the game in hand's a weighted Queen of the South.
Which you can't.
No easy place to go.
They were on Sports Scene this week saying who should Hibernian sign to replace Anthony Stokes. And Stephen Thompson was convinced Stephen Dobie was the man. And I was like, he's a great striker, but...
Stephen Dobie's a good player in the Championship. Very good player in the Championship. But that's taking it too far.
Absolutely. St Mirren looked to have it all but sewing up now.
Pretty much. It was a big win for them against Dunfermline.
Did you watch the game at all?
Watched most of it. Gosh, grim.
I've given up on any Championship football that's on BT.
Very painful.
I tried to watch the Aberdeen game because they had the full Aberdeen game on Alba. I tried to have it on the background, which is impossible when it's an Alba game to have it on the background. It's so frustrating, and you can't even have subtitles, and it looked a fairly decent game. I just couldn't garner anything.
We'll get into the third Lanark thing later on as well.
Yes, we shall. We should have mentioned that at the start.
Jesus.
It's very frustrating, but no, I must admit, having seen Falkirk for the first time in a while, it looked much, much better.
They look a lot more confident.
They do. My concern still remains that they do lack creativity from open play. They're
very narrow. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, and
when Hippolyte's back, it's all good.
Maybe. We'll wait and see. I don't know. Falkirk towards the end of last season had that lack of creativity as well. But, well done to everyone there, because it's been a very busy transfer window. And not many teams managed to turn it around.
I'll tell you though, given Hartley's probably got the same budget as Peter Houston did, what a difference. It's the fact that Falkirk can attract players out with the central belt. It's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Houston was a lazy git.
Well, I think complacency is definitely...
No, it's laziness. It was. Hartley will go up and down the country, he'll scout players, he'll do his job, a wee bit of due diligence.
Would he do that if he was in the job 5 years? Would you do that if you were in the job 5 years?
I think he would. I've heard about his kind of character, and he will do that. He'll burn himself out, and I think that's what happened at Dundee. But for the period he was there, you can't deny that they had a great spell underneath him. It just came to a natural end, as most things do.
What with failure?
But it happens with everybody. Look at Wenger. You can point to any.
Well, look at Houston.
Exactly. He had a really good run. You got Paul Hartley coming in. He's doing magic. It will eventually peter out.
Let's hold our horses and see, how things end up. But no, much better. St Mirren blasting away. Livingston getting a much needed victory against Dumbarton as well in the Championship.
Done us a favour.
Aye. Very much so. So things are starting to settle down a bit, sorry. Premier League, Aberdeen come back from 1-0 down against Killie.
I'm worried.
I tell you what though, the Rangers result midweek and the Rangers performance midweek, Rangers Aberdeen, can I have it? this will be a mini fan rant, actually. You cannot drop 9 points to your direct rival in a season and expect to finish above them. And if they lose to them in the top 6 split, that's 12 points. And in the Premier League, what Aberdeen finished, how many points last season? Maybe 50, 60? Is that a bit ambitious?
Well, behind Celtic or on total?
Well, no, what the total was.
Oh, Christ, I have no idea.
It was something akin to that. And if you minus 12, that's a huge chunk of points to be missing.
It is.
And they rocked up at Ibrox. They weren't going for the win at all. They were going to stop them. And he brought on that flipping Dominic Ball after 78 minutes. Nothing good happens when you bring on Dominic Ball. He's a flipping defender. Ugh. So I'm furious about that. But Rangers, 2 victories on the bounce now. Beating Ross County. Few controversial decisions there. Cummings off the mark with his flipping daft tattoo on his hand, trying to be the Joker that he's not.
He'll be a really good signing though.
But Candace looking really, really good. And Murty seems to be quite at home now. We're all just
it's normal.
chilled that he's kind of the manager.
I wonder if he'll get it full time, or as my suspicion goes, Michael O'Neill will be in the hot seat.
Oh, that would be a real kick in the teeth to the SFA.
You know what? It might happen.
We'll wait and see.
There's a reason Jimmy Nichols there.
Oh, you think? But Jimmy Nichols Canadian, it's fine. Elsewhere, what did we have? Celtic narrowly beating Hibernian. Taking the former man Lee Griffiths, who didn't celebrate for his boyhood heroes or whatever.
And got injured.
What?
And got injured.
Oh, did he? Well, Craig Gordon, bad injury.
Aye.
Which is interesting because it'll now have to be De Vries that comes in, and the man who would have sat on the bench, Connor Hazard, is now on loan with Falkirk.
Indeed, so Celtic are a goalkeeper light.
Or are they going to recall him almost immediately?
Every chance.
6'6", he's an impressive lad. Hearts a bit miffed with a draw against Motherwell at Tynecastle. Lots of controversial decisions there again.
Yes, the ball over the line.
Ball over the line. It does look to be over the line, to be fair to Motherwell. Last minute equaliser. But that brings their kind of run of kind of wins and clean sheets to an end. But they still aren't really anywhere in the league.
No, they're still a good couple of points behind Hibs. No, I'm not sure what the gap between them and what will probably be Kilmarnock.
Yeah, I think so.
It might be sizable.
Mm-hmm.
Hearts are a funny club. You never know what to make them or Levine or
so many
really going on.
Again, a few random signings like that Danish boy. I see Ismail Calves is now away to, I think, the Uzbekistan team that Aberdeen played in a friendly in Dubai. It's Tashkent. Yeah,
right.
So that's where he's off to, and they got money for him.
Wow. Well, they paid money for him as well.
I know, but how did they get money off an Uzbekistani side?
Oil.
Well, utterly bizarre. So the kind of wheel keeps turning there. But Dundee getting a very, very valuable away one at Hamilton first in ages for them. So that's very, very good. Well, Ross County really kind of floundering.
They're doomed.
You think?
Doomed.
I mean, they must have invested a lot in January between David and Go coming in and a few other faces, and Owen Coyle will probably demand
He won a fair wage.
Quite a wage as well, and we've not really seen any upturn since McIntyre has left.
Nope. Nah, they're doomed.
A bit pessimistic there. Some people believe they have the quality. I think it's Partick Thistle just ahead, who got quite a good away win actually at St Johnstone.
Partick will be fine.
So we'll wait and see. I think Ryan Edwards get a few goals, and in the week we had Australia Day. I believe he is Australian, so well done him.
Happy Australia Day.
Well done him. So no, all exciting there. Only other result I know of was Montrose beat Stirling Albion 2-1 in League 2.
No, that puts him top though, so.
It does. But Stirling Albion were 1-0 up, which would have been quite a good result for them.
Very
Could have
good
put
result,
them back in contention for playoffs and champion, or winning the League 2 spot. But it didn't quite pan out in the end as it happened. Let us know how your team got on at the weekend. Comment below. Oh, some of our viewers will be sad to see that Hearts actually released Cole Stockton this week. A favourite on the podcast, on the show of some of our listeners, so we'll be sad to see him go.
And we'll have a moment of reflection.
No. The only thing I remember him for is missing a complete sitter against Dunfermline in that calamitous Betfred Cup match which was played at it was played at Tynecastle, where nobody knew what was going on with the penalties, and he had the chance to kind of score that goal. I don't think that even would have put them through if memory serves right. So, oh well, Cole. Good luck wherever you end up. So another wee feature is we were again tuned into Alba, which is currently our favourite channel, as there was a documentary on Third Lanark, one of the founding members of the Scottish Football Association. Mm-hmm. So one of the founding members, one of the oldest clubs in Scotland, a club we have mentioned on the podcast before, I believe, as the answer to one of our extremely hard quiz questions of old in relation to the Scottish Cup. So it was very interesting, actually, I thought, because not a team I knew that much about. They were gone before before our parents were even born, really.
Pretty much, aye.
So just kind of went through the history and things like that. And
pretty good story, actually.
Aye. Take us through it a wee bit, John.
Well, I think the whole premise of the story was to sort of state this is how poorly run the club was, and it was never really told at the time. I think Scottish clubs at the time were doing so well.
Yeah.
Celtic had won the European Cup, but Lanark and Rangers were sort of regularly in Europe, as were other clubs, Hibs in the 50s, stuff like that, Dundee, that the kind of demise of Third Lanark didn't really matter considering where they were in the leagues.
Yeah.
Second tier, I think, maybe even the third. Well, at that stage,
it happened, the year Celtic won the European Cup, so attention was very much elsewhere.
That's where the headlines were. Another Glasgow club,
I thought it was really funny, the guy they got in to play the chairman just looking smug as.
Aye.
And this was B-grade acting we got in some of these wee mini clips here. But it was touted as a Gaelic documentary, of which 5% of it must have been in Gaelic. It was only the kind of narrator.
The narrator was in Gaelic with English subtitles.
And then the English interviews were not subtitled in Gaelic. So it was like, presumably everyone who speaks Gaelic speaks English.
Yes. Issue.
Making things completely redundant. So it was kind of nice to know. I just loved the tale of them setting up a football club, because that's...
Aye, where it all kind of stemmed from.
Yeah. What was it? It was to do with the home army, like the almost the beginnings of the TA.
Yes.
And they set up like not a rifle brigade, it was something along those lines.
It was a rifle brigade.
Was it a rifle brigade? Yeah. Points to me for knowledge. And in the same way I was second Pullman Boy Brigade, Third Lanark, that's where the name came from. And they went, I love the wee bit that they got their kits donated by the Argentinian FA, because they went on tour there.
I never knew that. I never knew they'd been on tour in the US, Canada, in South America. That at the time, that must have been quite something, because that getting around those countries at the best of times would have been a challenge.
They drew thousands of people when they did, and they were talking about the lads that went on holiday to Spain and were doing exhibition matches, earning money, and the SFA were like, hold on.
Well, I mean,
and drew them in 8 months later and fined them for it. What are these guys doing in 8 months?
The great bit about that, though, was when they picked up the Wraith team in Las Palmas, because their boat had broken.
Aye!
I love that.
That was
absolutely brilliant.
Because they were on their way.
They were on a tour, and imagine Wraith on a tour in Las Palmas.
Who would be interested?
Who would do it now?
But then we were beating England. We were
a big
top of the football world.
Because Third Lanark must be one of the kind of founders or instigators of Argentinian football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the time, because all those kind of clubs, I don't think Boca or River Plate or anything like that were really quite formed by that stage. I have no idea. Maybe they were. But that really put Argentinian football on the map.
I know. So it's played a huge part in their history, in the history of Scottish football. Mm-hmm. And again, they're thanking a team that no longer exists. I think one of my favourite parts of it was seeing, photos of that kind of Cathkin stadium.
Yeah, I mean, it was proper old school and haunting.
I was reminiscent of it. We were watching Newport County against Tottenham.
Aye.
And they, I think, have the second oldest ground in the Football League. And man, does it look brilliant. It's got, those triangular roofs.
Yep.
That's just up, down, and a pole.
It's a proper shed.
Oh, but it just exudes character and atmosphere. And it's funny, in the documentary they referenced, they played like Morton at Cappy Low and things, and I thought it's probably still the same as it was back then.
No, it's the same area.
But
In fact, it's probably the same main stand.
the great thing was when they tried to sell the stadium for houses, they couldn't. It was on recreational ground, and it still stands in some capacity to this day.
Still recreational ground under Glasgow City.
Is it New Cathkin Park? I think it's now called, or something.
Yes.
We will take a wee Sofamanager road trip there someday, because it's somewhere I would like to see, because they've left the terracing up.
Oh, I would love to see it. I never actually realised that's what it was.
Yeah.
Of my complete and utter ignorance.
Oh, man.
That it's actually just effectively across the road for Hampden.
Yeah, I know.
For all the things I've been done there.
Again, they were attracting. That first game against Rangers, I think they were saying was over 50,000 people they thought were there.
And they burst the gate down.
Aye. And it speaks to how different. And again, we spoke about, there was 90,000, an East Fife Scottish Cup final and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, even their Scottish Cup final against, was it maybe Rangers as well?
Yeah.
It wasn't Rangers, it was...
I think it was Rangers, because the commentator said the Rangers,
Did
which
he?
I thought was really funny.
Contentious.
But then back in the day,
That's the wrong one.
the commentary
They
was
were the resistance back in.
Yeah, we should obviously refer to the former Glasgow Rangers. That'll be popular.
Oh, never mind.
God, we'll refer to them when that Admin 2 happens. So much I didn't know, like playing in
The sequel.
there'll be an Alba documentary about them someday, about how things used to be. But anyway, before we get completely murdered by
Well, they could do a series on this, though, because they could do Clydebank as well. And other teams that have kind of went bust.
in the drain. Well,
The old Airdrie.
third Lanark were nearly brought back as Airdrie, were they not? And then it kind of fell apart.
They wanted to move to East Kilbride,
East Kilbride, aye.
which I think is what current Clyde were going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to move to East Kilbride. And I don't know if they were going to amalgamate with, is it EK, East Kilbride Thistle, or
I don't
the
know.
Lowland League team at the moment.
Oh, right.
Are they just called East Kilbride?
I think they're just called East Kilbride
Right.
Football Club, yes.
They could have amalgamated
Mm-hmm.
to become that kind of club down that road. Come on, old and East Kilbride.
Did they pan out? I think they exist now as an amateur team in the kind of Glasgow leagues, but
Maybe.
in kind of name only.
Aye.
Which is a crying shame, but I love these wee Alba documentaries, because I watched.
It's nice to know that Scottish football at some stage was actually worthwhile.
But they did a good one on the Aberdeen '83.
It was really good.
Cup Winners'
Yeah, I
Cup.
remember I was watching that.
And it was brilliant because it showed you all the folk on the ferries. It showed you Union Street completely crammed with people. And again, the full 90 minutes are on YouTube against Real Madrid in Gothenburg.
Mhm.
And you should watch it because it's unbelievable, like seeing how good that Aberdeen team were. And I'm sure it's the same for watching that Celtic in '67.
It's great.
Or even those Dundee United sides of the...
I've watched a lot of those kind of highlights. Celtic highlights. With them being in Lisbon. I've watched the Dundee United games against... No, it was Barcelona. And who the hell
Not
did
beat them at Tannadice and then get beat at Camp Nou.
No, they won. They won both.
When was the last time you heard Tannadice and the Camp Nou in the same sentence?
Aye, 1983-4.
Well, aye.
What else did I watch? Who the hell was it Roma they played in the final? Might have been.
Can you imagine being there though? Like,
It must have just. It's just a completely different. It's a completely different game, really, when you see it.
yes.
And the fan bases were astronomical compared to what they are now.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if Falkirk get 5,000 at a gate, it's a big crowd.
Well, that was 4,200 was a big gate at the weekend.
Aye. I mean, that was 4,000 home fans, given the Inverness support.
Yeah, probably.
But that's a big crowd now. 4,000 at Brockville would have maybe, I would have said below average.
Mm-hmm.
Even kind of 02-03 last season at Brockville, a lot less than what it maybe would have been. I mean, I remember speaking to my grandpa and he says he had been in Brockville. Celtic had came up and we were talking 27,000 rammed into that ramshackle. Spilling out in the park and that. It's like, you can't
imagine.
As a guy in the mid-20s, you cannot imagine that ever occurring.
No.
I mean, 135,000 going to a Scotland game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're lucky if you get that total in a year.
Well, we're not playing games at a half-empty Easter Road.
Yeah.
Let alone...
I mean, the entire Scotland attendances over last 2017, I can guarantee will never match 135,000
Never.
in total. So, Kind of sad.
It is, and it did make you very kind of nostalgic, when the club did die and stuff, because that's not really happened in a while to a Scottish team with heritage. I know it happened to Gretna.
The bit that got me though is all these kind of guys were there, they knew what had happened, but no one sort of decided to start again.
Aye.
Yeah,
that was that.
It was like, okay, it's done, let's move on with our lives. There was nothing to kind of, even if they'd made it a junior team or, just started it all over again like what they did initially, there was nothing to stop them from doing that.
Well, they all went off, I think it said, to support the likes of Queen's Park and Rangers and, I think Queen's Park, ironically, one of the founding members as well, weren't they?
Where? I can't remember.
It's funny that football just basically existed in that way. But the great thing was they were playing in like the Glasgow Charity Cup and stuff like that.
Aye.
Don't put that much emphasis on these kind of regional tournaments, because there used to be the Stirlingshire Cup in Falkirk. Is that still on the go?
It doesn't go anymore.
See, I think that's a shame, because I think it's something we need is a bit of variety in our competition.
It was good. They were poorly run.
Were they?
Well, the Stirlingshire Cup in the last 4 or 5 seasons it ran, was shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, you were playing the final of the previous season at the end of the following season, which was just bizarre.
Aye.
And no one kept up with it.
No.
And Dumbarton was involved in the Stirlingshire Cup. It's bizarre. I don't know how.
Dumbarton?
Yeah, Dumbarton used to play regularly in the Stirlingshire Cup. And then the likes of Alaba, I don't think, played in it.
What?
Which was probably the closest you would probably get.
Are they in the Forth Valley, technically?
I would say they were in the Forth Valley.
Forth Valley is actually really funny. Because I
It's a
thought
funny
Lithgow was in the Forth Valley.
No, it's West Lothian. Pomont is the end of the... Oh no, White Cross is actually the end.
But why? Because we're in the Valley of the Forth, in theory. That was my thinking behind it.
Lothians, they're very posh folk that live near Edinburgh.
I like because again, watching the kind of English FA Cup highlights this weekend, it's nice to see that variety in opposition. And I think that's one thing our game, speaking of the Colt teams, last weekend, like you retweeted on the Sofamanager page that excellent kind of Berwick statement, and they were talking about, we see the same guys 4 times a season.
Aye.
And we're all sick and tired of it. And, I've had enough of it.
Yeah, me too.
As it stands.
The Championship, you get kind of lucky in some regards. You do get maybe one or two teams now who could fall from the Premiership. So there's 2 new teams. And you could conceivably have 2 new teams coming up for League One. The problem with that is it's the same teams who go up and down in all the leagues.
No.
So it doesn't really matter.
No.
You're still seeing...
The thing is, Falkirk have played Dunfermline 4 times this season already?
Aye, 4 times.
4 times they're going to have played Brecon
4 times.
I think they're going to see Brecon midweek, and then I think they're away to Brecon like the following week.
Yep.
And I think they might not have played, but they'll have arranged like 10 fixtures with Inverness due to various postponements and stuff like that.
They'll play Livingston 5 times total, Dunfermline 5 times total, the same with Brecon, everyone else 4 times. You don't know who you're going to get really in the cup. I mean, they depending on how the draw goes, so you might end up with Morton in the quarterfinals. You're going to see them 5 times.
Well, they played Livingston.
Who the hell wants to see Morton 5 times in a season?
Nobody.
I'm sure the Morton fans will go, who wants to see Falkirk 5 times in a season?
We don't want to go either.
I struggle, I'm a season ticket holder.
It's the argument I had as well, was like, we had the chance to kind of revamp this when we rebranded the leagues.
Yeah, they never done it, they bottled it.
We went with exactly the same thing that the English do and did nout. Oh, and now we want Colt teams, and that's going to fix everything, even though they aren't going to go up or down.
It ruins that league entirely.
League 2 needs to go.
League 1 might need to go as well.
Do you know what? I think you actually need to cherry pick.
You only need 2 top leagues.
Yes.
I used to think 3, and now it's 2. 2 tiers of 16.
That would work.
There's 32 teams. 10 teams going to the regional stuff and properly organise that regional league.
Yeah.
Dear God, it needs it.
But the regional league idea would work fantastically, because it's great for everybody, because distances are low. Away fans can be better, which benefits both the home club and the away club. And it's like...
Well, you refer to the Berwick statement. It was the first time I've ever seen a chairman or a representative of the club come out with a reasonable statement.
Representative of the club?
It was a very balanced view.
Very honest.
Very honest, very frank.
Who's Frank? Sorry. Talk to him.
He knows all, he's a wise guy.
Aye. Sorry.
It could work. But
the thing was, they are losing, 20 grand a year at the moment? Something
daft.
Something like that. And currently, in Scottish football, 2% of revenues in League 2. 2%. That is zip. Completely zip.
Oh, it's about 2% between 10 teams as well.
I know. I mean, it's not... I mean, to be honest, I look at a team, like Stirling Albion in that league, probably Peterhead as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably two teams you maybe don't want to lose.
You're looking at it in a perspective of how big the kind of town is.
Yes. Well, that's what you have to look at, though.
Oh, I know, but...
And if the teams are rubbish, just switch the badges and shift the good team to there. Yeah, we just franchise. Let's just franchise.
Amalgamate.
With who?
Oh,
right, teams together. People would hate that, though.
I know.
But you look at, Fife. Fife is it's a stramash of teams that just don't need to be there. Between, Wraith, Dunfermline, East Fife, Cowdenbeath. I mean, how are you supposed to sustain any type of attendance? Sorry, this is an argument we have all the time.
I know. And it should be dedicated to a single podcast.
Yes, we've said that.
It's usually the next line that follows.
Anyway, I think the gist is we missed third Lanark, and we would have very much liked it. I wish they would stage some sort of historic match and kind of clean the place up a bit, and kind of... Because I would dress up in my ye olde 50s.
Oh, buy a cap.
Yes! That would be brilliant.
I was going to buy a cap today.
We should buy a cap. Right.
I should have on it.
If Sofamanager ever managed to build any kind of following, that's the match I would stage. A
charity match.
Yes, a charity cup. There we go. That's what it could be.
The Sofamanager Charity Cup.
Why would you do that, John? I wanted all the profits for myself. See, that would be perfect because it would be exactly like the third Lanark chairman of old.
Oh, you could have...
It's just pocket all the... It was the...
Third Lanark versus Clydebank.
It was the gravel for his driveway. I was a bit like, really? You're taking...
Who put his gravel in?
Utterly bizarre.
So about the monoblock.
I know. The monoblock cup. Can you fund our driveways? So no, that was great, and we will be visiting Cathkin sometime soon. Interesting fact: Kenny McLean went to Cathkin High School.
Did he?
So that's back to the day.
Go.
So anyway, I think it's time to round off now with what was it again, John?
Akastaka.
Akastaka.
I'm sure we've stolen that from somewhere.
I will come up with a jingle at some point that's all fancy and good. So explain to us what we're now doing, John.
Right. Been a work in progress the last couple of weeks. We've usually just picked
WIP.
WUP. Okay.
Work in progress.
Too
Too late in the evening.
It's fine. I usually deal with WUP for wind-ups.
Oh, that's an inside joke. Trading, what?
We used to do predictions, we weren't very good at it.
Yep.
That was correct scores. This is a slightly different version of predictions.
Yeah, we're making it easier for ourselves.
Yeah, we pick... usually Darren will be here as well.
Mm-hmm.
We would pick two games each
Mm-hmm.
throughout the week. Could be anywhere in the world, literally. And what we'll do is we'll make it a 6-hole accumulator that'll run during the week. We'll put £1 in each, and we'll see if anything we get
Comes of
back.
it. Yeah.
No cash outs, no bottle on it.
we've got to stick with it. I like this idea of accountability though, and we can really track stuff. The point system, you can just see how much cash you've got in your account come the end of...
Aye, or who we can blame for poor choices. Because we each pick who's going to win in their respective games.
Yes.
So, tough.
Okay.
This could cause a lot of bar fights. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll see.
Darren has picked Everton versus Leicester, and he's went for an Everton win. So the odds are 15-8 for an Everton win.
Oh, really?
And he's also went for Rangers to beat Hibs, which is 19-20, so nearly evens.
I was surprised the odds were that strong for a Rangers victory, to be honest. I saw Hibs were, 5, 6, 7 to 1? Or 9 to 1. I think they were quite long odds.
Weren't they?
Aye, they were. I was quite surprised by that, actually.
I'm surprised it's as low as 19-20. This has been done on Sunday evening, I should point out, in case you check this on a Tuesday and go, it's 1-4.
John, no one gets this far in the podcast anyway. We're fine. We're fine.
Would you want to go first, or I'll go first? Or?
As to who's going to win?
Oh, what's your first game?
Oh, my first game. Well, in line with... We need to inform people what happened in our games last week.
Okay.
So, Hoycroft Alba, that was postponed.
Was it?
Yes, it was. And as we record, Marseille v Monaco was kicked off 15 minutes ago. So I picked two absolutely irrelevant games. And I haven't checked the kick-off times for the games I've picked this week either. Well, I know
Oh, before I checked.
Inverness Dundee is a game that happens midweek.
Yes, so
of
you're
course.
fine.
And I went for this because the odds were kind of fairly close for both teams.
You went for a draw.
On the outlet, I saw, yes. So I went for a draw because I think that was the most likely outcome. Even though it's a cup game and someone will inevitably win it. But
these are 90 minutes. Yep.
yes, exactly. Within 90 minutes, I think it'll be another draw.
Every chance. 23-10 for that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Stick with that. My other game, again, because it was the league below the Scottish Cup on the Sky Bet website. the Belgian Jupiler League? Jupiler, sorry. I think some of the top two teams there, Standard Liège, were playing Anderlecht, who Celtic politely punted out the Champions League. Just
no more.
And again, the odds were relatively close. I did see I could bet on the Belgian Under-21 League. But the odds there were so slim in that there were so many 1-to-1s and like there was a few 2-to-1s and you're like, meh. So I decided not to go for that. So I went Standard Liège against Anderlecht
next Sunday. Waiting for Liège win.
Yes, because they're at home and I know next to nothing about either team.
Very good.
Don't know if Anderlecht have sorted their managerial situation, but
Did they have a fan?
Do they not have a manager?
I don't know.
They had a man. They were in a mess when they played Celtic. I remember that much.
Yeah, they're 17-10 for the win, so Standard Liège. I've went for AC Milan versus Lazio in the Coppa Italia semi-finals. Getting played Wednesday night. It's the first leg. Two-legged game.
Semi-final, did you say?
Semi-finals.
Alright, I think it's a quarter-final or what? 2 legs in the quarter-final?
So the first leg's at San Siro. Probably be on Sky. I'm hoping it's on Sky to watch it.
Oh yeah, they get the Italian Cup, don't they?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
AC beat Inter in the extra time in the last round quarter-finals.
I would have thought that would have been a bigger deal.
There was a poor crowd. I watched that.
Really?
It was like half empty. Well, actually a third empty. It was only 28,000.
Derby?
For a derby game, Coppa Italia.
Italians really don't care.
Nah, not anymore. AC are so poor, but you know, they're doing alright now. They actually played today, Sunday. AC won 2-1.
Against who?
Lazio.
Oh, in the first leg?
No, this was the league game. They played in the league on Sunday today.
So here we are moaning about playing each other too often and they're back to back.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. Lazio's third kit's amazing. That's just a side note. So we'll see how we get on. I've actually went for a draw in this.
Which would... Oh no. Yep, because it's the first leg. I thought it would send AC Milan through because they won today, but of course no.
That was 23-10. I thought it was pretty tasty. I'll have a quick look through that AC Milan team and wondering why they're struggling. They're relying on Barini to score goals.
See, that was quite actually a sensational move at the time, going from Sunderland, who'd been relegated, to AC Milan.
Yeah, who were spending money like it was going out of fashion.
AC Milan?
Yeah.
Aye. Well, they've got all that Chinese cash now, don't they?
Bonucci and all this. So we'll see how that goes.
They're not really building a team there.
So we'll see how we go on. Next game is the Wiener Derby.
The Wiener Derby. I don't even want to know what you were googling to find this.
What? Like, this is a curious one though. This is the mini quiz.
Right.
This is the most played City Derby. It's third most played City Derby. Do you know who the top two are?
Are they
City derbies?
Are they big teams?
Two of them are. One of the games is big. The other one's less big, but still big.
Well, Rangers and Celtic.
Yes, that's one of them. That's the top one.
Who play each other a lot? Because I don't reckon it's one of the Premier League teams.
Not one of the Premier League teams.
Is it a European nation?
Yes. I think closer to home.
Or was it Linfield against Cliftonville or
something?
Or TNS against...
They played each other last week.
Arch Hibs?
Yeah.
Really?
They're the second most played City Derby.
And if proof be needed
Wiki
that we play each other far too much, it's that. That's our start of the day.
Rangers and Celtic, Hearts, Hibs, and then Austria Vienna versus Rapid Vienna is the third most played City Derby. So
Scotland, we play each other far too much.
It's mental. They played each other 324 times. Rapid have won 134. Austria won 117.
That's pretty even.
Pretty decent. It's all like watching the Austrian leagues, like watching the Scottish leagues as well. Only two teams ever really win it.
Yeah,
for the most part.
It's not really broadcast here, is it?
It's not very much.
We get some.
You get an obscure.
Holland is the
game.
lowest we get.
Yeah, you get Dutch football on Sky.
We used to get Belgian football on BT. I don't know if that's a thing anymore.
Yeah, I think probably moved to Premier.
Maybe that's where I saw it actually. Aye.
I've actually went for Rapid to win this. They're by far and away doing much better than Austria.
Right.
They're third, Austria are sixth. Sturm Graz are top.
Oh, are they?
Red Bull Salzburg second.
Controversial.
Graz is a nice wee place.
Oh, you've been, haven't you?
People are a bit... It's a nice place to visit.
Is that a comment on the poor people you were staying with?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we'll need to clip that and send that to them on the podcast.
No, I can't. Just keep patching me, so...
Don't know that much about Austrian football. I mean, Jelavic came from Rapid Vienna, didn't he?
Well, there's been one or two players that came from Rapid Vienna into Scottish football.
Uh-huh.
In terms of outgoings, I don't think any Scottish player other than Graham Souness, I think, played in Austria for Wolfsberger for a while. I don't know where they're
based.
based.
I can think of is that what Tony Watt played for FC Sion in Switzerland for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of good Austrian footballers right now.
Arnautovic.
Liechtenstein or Swiss.
Yep. Yeah, you got Arnautovic.
Oh, Arnautovic, yes.
David Alaba.
Alaba, yes.
That's it.
Keeper. I feel like the keeper.
Bobby Lejnik.
He's not Austrian, is he?
He was Austrian.
He's not Austrian anymore, is he?
Oh, he's always Austrian.
Well, no, but not for international sake. Oh, I couldn't quite work that out. So, lots of interesting fixtures to keep an eye on there. And, of course, be sure to look out for Haik Royal Albert's rearranged fixture with Spartans. The weather put that off somehow.
In case you're interested, for those 6 games, so AC draw, Rapid win, Everton win, Rangers win, Inverness Dundee draw, Standard Liège win. It's 195.3, 2-3 to 1.
Right.
6 for Dakar, putting £1 on each.
Uh-huh.
So that's a grand total of £588 back.
It comes through. The audio quality of this podcast is going to go through the roof with the new equipment we're going to buy.
Yeah. Soundproof and
Oh, yeah, we're going to have our own studio. That kind of cat. We'll broadcast from the stadium of Third Lanark, of course.
Aye, so we'll see how we get on. All going well.
Absolutely. I like this new.
Me too.
I'm glad.
Not that I have a problem or anything.
No. I like this new food. Yeah, I do too. We like what we come up with here at Sofamanager Towers.
If I say so myself.
Oh, dear. Anyway, after that new Akataka, I can't even remember what it's called. We'll get there.
It's a work in progress.
I shall say thank you for listening. I guess it is time to round off.
Absolutely.
So thank you for listening for myself, Paul.
Cheers, guys. All the best.
So have a good evening, a good afternoon, and a good morning. See you next week.